All right, everyone. Good morning. This is Keith Walter, and this is the live update from Fair Oaks Village. With me this morning, I have Mike, Nan, and Jason, and we're going to get started by actually going to Mike, who is at the clubhouse in the village. Mike, take it away.
Thanks, Keith. I'm going to turn my camera around. I'm going to show you the last big hurdle that we had. I think we talked about at the last meeting, but this is the hurdle that kind of caused our last delay of about a week or so to open. I'll talk more about opening in a minute, but I want to show you what this challenge was and how we're addressing it. So I'm at the top of the clubhouse right here, and these two parking spots, this one right here, and then this one with the wheelbarrow in it, are the only two ADA parking spots for the clubhouse. Otherwise, someone would have to be dropped off up at the top of the hill and then let out of a vehicle. Or if they're walking using assisted mobility, whatever it is, it would be very challenging for them to get up to the clubhouse. So with our objective being that we want accessibility for all people into all of the facilities, this was a critical element to get right. We were told that walkway where the railing is right at the end of this crosswalk needed to be segregated or separated from this driveway. We're in a driveway right now. It's not a roadway, but cars do travel on it. And they said if there's cars traveling on it, we need to provide a protected path of travel to the clubhouse. So people would come here if they needed to use the ADA parking stalls, come up the ramp right there by the stripes, come along here on the sidewalk, exit here, come across on this crosswalk, and then enter in to the protected walkway over to the clubhouse. These rails and stuff had to be fabricated. We had to have designs for them. We had to get this design stamped and all those things. So it was a little bit of work, but it's happening now and going in. Anyway, it'll continue. The railings will continue as these holes are up to the entrance of the clubhouse. And that will suffice and actually allow us to get that occupancy permit that we're going to need. We have other little occupancy issues that we're dealing with. We're doing some pre-inspections right now, and those pre-inspections, they cost us money, but it's going to save us time because what will happen is we'll find out little things that the inspector is going to say, you know, you need to do this or I'm not going to sign off on it. And so we're taking care of some of those. For an example, we were talking earlier today a little bit about the outdoor amphitheater and the exits there at the outdoor amphitheater. Those exits, they're in open air, outside. They need to have a lit sign. Well, there's no power out there. And so we had to go through some scenarios of what kind of a lit exit would be appropriate. You have to have a redundancy system. So if you did battery, you'd have to have some kind of other redundancy, like solar or something like that. So we did find some interesting ones that we'll use, and it is atomic. It's kind of a nuclear powered, and it's also battery backup. It's interesting that they're around the country. They use them. They're not overly expensive, but the delay could have been if we waited. We can't just go to the store and buy these things. You have to pre-order them, and so we've already pre-ordered them. They'll be here in plenty of time. It's not a huge installation issue, but it is one of those little things that we have to do. So I'm going into the clubhouse through the new doors. I'm entering the foyer here, the seating area. That's our storage area. We're going to be moving those chairs out into this storage area over here in a little bit, and then there'll just be tables in there. The thing about these two storage areas that we have, when we have a group in here, whether it be a Rotary Club or whether it be a wedding reception or whatever, we'll be taking these tables and chairs out. So they'll be going out into this main area. So that leaves those storage areas very accessible to get things in and out of. So for an example, if Rotary Club is having their meetings here and they're storing some of their meeting supplies in that area where the tables is, they can get to those storage items as the facility is set up for their meeting. So before they come in, it'll be clear, and then after they leave, we'll put the tables back in. So it should work pretty well. I'm also looking here at our newest addition. This is our elevator to the stage. And again, I said that we wanted accessibility for all. So having someone who needs assistance up on our stage for an event we can get them up there, and they just ride the elevator up and ride it back down. It's a wonderful thing. And I've said this before, but Representative Ami Bera has funded this, funded the accessibility from the parking area up to the stage, basically, and into the bathrooms in this area. So those funds did come through the federal government and through our representative, Ami Bera. And I definitely want to thank him again for providing those funds, necessary funds, to make this facility fully accessible. It's an exciting time as we get closer and closer to opening. I do want to mention that we will have a soft opening prior to our grand opening. I'll talk more about the grand opening because those dates are specific, and we're starting to sell tickets to that. By the end of this week, we'll be selling tickets, but we do have a schedule of events. But the soft opening is the one that's a kind of a moving target, and that could be anytime within the next 3 weeks. Hopefully not 4, but 3 weeks on this. So we hope to be able to be open within a 3-week window from this point in time on a soft opening. When we know roughly what date that will be, we will announce it. And it really, again, depends on inspections and if everything's ready. We got some deep cleaning to do. They're starting to do that now, and that is on the contractor to do. So we're doing some deep cleaning, moving the equipment out of here. You'll see more dumpsters, more of the extra materials being removed out of this area. And then our cleaning crews will come in and take care of the deep clean. So we open with a clean facility and not looking like something that came under construction. I'm in the commercial kitchen area of the clubhouse. Everything's running. We've been inspected in here. It's all good. And fire marshal and all the information for the commercial kitchen has been done. So we're good with the kitchen, which is great. That was a lot of work to get there. So anyway, like I said, this facility is getting ready to go. We had talked a little bit about some of the ADA stuff before the meeting. And, we have certain things here, obviously this sign, and then you'll see a little braille down here. That's part of the accessibility piece, that you have those types of signs with the braille, whether it be the bathrooms or whether it be the exits of the facility. As I'm getting ready to exit here, you'll see the same thing. You got the little braille there underneath. I'm going to go outside and we're going to look at some of the stuff and landscaping that's happened here in the park. They're out here mowing right now. That's their obligation to keep maintaining this until we take possession. But there's 2 types of turf. I talked a little bit about that. This turf right here, it looks kind of ratty, kind of tuffled, I guess is the right word. This is a no-mow or low-mow grass area. It's only cut a couple of times a year. And so it's kind of always going to look like this. But it's a great type of turf to have in a facility that is managing its water usage. A lot of our plants in here, similar approach, that they are relatively easy to maintain, and the water needs for them is not as great as some things like, let's just say, roses or our more decorative flower beds. And so in a public facility, that's something we want to have, is that relatively easy to maintain, attractive, and doesn't use as many resources in terms of water. So those are our landscaped areas. We've got the cobble walls done. Bike racks are in. All these little ancillary things are happening. Site furnishing, the garbage can up there. And see, there's a little more decorative flowers up there on that upper landscaping. Our stage is clear. The band shell's getting ready to be finished cleaning up. There's a little bit of stuff here, but overall the surface has been taken care of. It's been washed down. So it's all ready to go. Grass has been cut. We just need you all out here and a little bit of music playing and we'd be set. So it's happening, and it's going to open. And again, we'll talk a little bit more about the opening at the next segment. But playground's ready. Our dance pad here, over here on my right. So it just needs some feet on it. And I think everything is looking good. It's great to see the grass mowed. It's just like our houses, right? When you first mow your grass, it's like, oh wow, I got a great yard. So It looks good right now, and it'll continue to look good, but freshly mowed grass always looks good. And I said this last time I was out here, but it is really nice to come out here and smell the freshly cut grass instead of just the dust from construction. So with that, Keith, I will turn it over.
Thank you, Mike. It's exciting to see the park coming together, and I know everyone in the community is anxious to get in there. I'm going to see if we can get our screen sharing to work here and talk a little bit about some of the other things that are going on in the village. One of them is that with the park reopening, we expect that parking in Fair Oaks Village will continue to be problematic. And towards that end, we have FOVAC has acquired the parking lot that used to be behind the AT&T building and has simplified and created early bird pricing. So for merchants, for residents who use the village on a regular basis, parking is available for only $10 a month. That secures a spot in there. And the Park District is also planning to utilize that for their events. And so they will be taking advantage of it to provide you with a little bit more parking when you come down for the events. Mike mentioned that the band shell is complete because it wasn't quite complete for this year's concerts in the park. The Park District moved them to a different venue, got them off the ball fields into what I think everyone agreed was a much nicer venue, and completed a successful run. For those of you who were out for this year's concerts in the park, it was wonderful to see everyone. Most of the folks I talked to are excited to see it come back to the village, and hopefully we'll be there for one in the fall before bringing them back for good next summer. I'm going to skip over the grand opening because Mike's going to talk about that in the next segment. One thing that we're going to try is a new social meetup called Friends of Fair Oaks. It's going to start in November. There's already a Facebook page up for this, and it's intended to bring the community together. With the park having been closed for a few years, I think it's time for us to get to know our neighbors again and to talk about, what we want to see in the village going forward. We've got an exciting interview coming up shortly with a new business. We've got another new business that'll be opening next year, and there's a lot of change that's going to take place. And with change, a little disruptive. It's exciting, but we want to give everyone a chance to weigh in on their opinions. And last but not least, the Park District has put up a new website. And all of these slides will be available on our website after this event. So the links that you're seeing here in blue will be available to you. I encourage you to go check it out. They've already scheduled the first few concerts that are going to take place in the park. Tickets will be available for those shortly. And as I said, there's a new website that's going to make that happen. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Nan and Jason to talk a little bit about our newest member of the community. And I'm going to ask you both to unmute yourselves, please.
Thank you so much, Keith. Awesome to be here. I'm still seeing the slide. Oh, good morning. So it's a very exciting time to be part of Fair Oaks Village. We've got so much going on with the park finally opening after 5 years in the next month. We have new businesses coming in, and one I'm super excited about is Old Soul Coffee. They've been in the Sacramento area for almost 20 years, and I have Jason, one of the owners, here with me to answer some questions and let us know a little bit about what we can expect from our newest community member. So Jason, thanks so much for being here. It's a really, we're very excited to have you here. Can you tell me a little bit about how you guys got started first off, and then we'll talk about why Fair Oaks Village, and then what your motto is, and when you'll be opening, and what we can expect from you as a community member and serving us the kinds of things you'll be serving us. So first of all, what got you started with Old Soul? I mean, tell us that little story.
Yeah, so thanks for having me. Myself and my business partner and good friend, Tim Jordan. Tim's the food and baking side of the business. I'm the coffee side.
Okay.
So we started almost 20 years ago in June, and believe it or not, our plan was not to be open to the public. We were just going to be a wholesale coffee roasting and baking company. And we were on a very obscure alley in Midtown where we did all of our baking and roasting. And we did not have air conditioning, and we started in June. So you can imagine
Oh
coffee
my God.
roasting and ovens, and we had just had a brick warehouse that was like 2,500 square feet. And so we had a roll up door, no facilities really for the public. And it was just me and Tim. I was doing the coffee roasting. He was doing the baking. And we got lucky right away to sort of get into some really good accounts. So a lot of places opened right around the time we did. So Mulvaney's, Zocalo,
Uh-huh.
58 Degrees, we all opened within like 3 months of each other. And so people started tasting our coffees. We got into Waterboy, Mulvaney's, Taylor's Market, and our baked goods. And they would ask, the people at Mulvaney's or wherever, like, hey, where are you getting this good coffee? And they would say, well, there's these two crazy guys in an alley uh, called Old Soul. But we wouldn't get there until like 10 o'clock at night. And we'd work all through the nighttime because that was when it was the coolest. So we would have eventually some crazy people come in at like, be brave enough to walk down this dark alley at midnight and walk into the roll up door and say, hey, can I get some coffee or can I get some baked goods? And we would say, no, we're not open to the public. Sorry. Here's where you can find our products. And after about 3 months, we would have, as it got cooler, we were there during more normal times. And so, I don't know, it was probably like October, like the 100th person had walked in for the day and basically wanted to give us money. And my business partner, Tim, just yelled across the building to me like, Jason, people want to give us money. We should probably say yes. I said, that's a good idea. So literally the next day, he brought in a vase from his wife. I made an extra pot of coffee and he made some extra muffins and cookies. And we said, the next person who walks in, we're going to say yes. Everything's $2. Help yourself and make your own change. And it became this jar and speakeasy. Like if we were there, we were there. If we weren't, we weren't. And basically,
It was a secret coffee spot for people, right?
So by Christmas time in June 2006, we would have like $600 in this jar of people just making their own change. And Good Morning Sacramento called us up and said, hey, can we come film a segment at your place? And we were like, yeah, great. What good advertising. And they came in. It was like a couple days before Christmas. They shot the spot at like 8 o'clock in the morning. They finished at 8:30. We were lowering the roll-up doors at like 8:45 to go deliver our coffee and pastries. And in walks a very official-looking fellow with a big book and says, what are you guys doing? And we're like, nothing to see here. It's sort of like just a private club, sir. He's like, well, I'm with the health department, and it looks like I just saw you on TV. Looks like you're running an illegal coffee house. So here's everything that needed to do. So we shut down and did everything we needed to do and opened 3 months later officially. And just had opportunity after opportunity. So we opened 3 more places within 3 years and have taken a break for the last 8 years, and sort of Fair Oaks fell in our lap, and we weren't planning on anything to open another shop. The joke was, I'm 50, my business partner's 60. So the joke in the beginning was I was the soul and he was the old, and now we're just both old. So, that we weren't planning on it, but it was just such a great opportunity. And we both really fell in love with Fair Oaks. So here we are.
Well, that is so really awesome, and that story is fantastic. I love it, and you're exactly the kind of businesses we foster and love here in our village. We're a very tight-knit community, and having that sense of community. So when I look here, I'm here at the shop now, and the construction guys are doing work here. So I'm going to turn my camera around so you can see that. If I can figure that out, there we go. So you can see inside they're doing some changes from when it was bad fish. But the thing that I thought was really very cool was here on the sign, here it says that they're skilled roasters. There's a little bit of glare. Artisans and neighbors, we are the platform for specialty farmers, brewers, and purveyors. We are a community space that connects and celebrates its patrons. I mean, that's just so awesome. I love that. And that kind of tells me what you're going to be offering here to our community, which is fabulous. So what can we expect in terms of when you're going to be open? I guess from talking with you, my assumption is that you sell primarily coffee and baked goods. Do you offer any other menu items like, you know, with proteins and stuff and kind of that? So
Yeah, sure. So when we started, our main focus was if we don't make it, we want to know who does. And so we basically, on a normal year, I'm out of the country 6 to 7 weeks. We work with the same farmers, coffee farmers, year after year. So everything pretty much is directly traded and bought by us on the coffee side. And then same thing on the food and baking side. We have worked with the same honey producer for 20 years, same family. We make our own mocha mix and chocolate in-house. Tim and my business partner and his wife have actually a farm out in the Delta. So some of the ingredients that go into our baked goods, we actually grow ourselves.
that's awesome.
And we actually have a pretty extensive food menu. So
Okay.
we have very popular breakfast sandwiches. We're made on our own house-made English muffins, and so bacon breakfast sandwiches, different proteins. We'll have salads, soup every day made from scratch, different soups, sandwiches, everything on our homemade bread. We make our own dressings. We make our own syrups from scratch. Like I said, so the whole thing is we make as many things as possible ourselves from scratch. And if we don't do it ourselves, we know who does. So
That is so awesome.
yeah, our plan is to be open from 6 in the morning till 6 in the evening, 7 days a week. If we have events, we might stay open a couple hours later in the evening time on event days. We have beer and wine at our other 4 locations. We are not going to start with beer and wine in Fair Oaks to start, but we're going to look at it and maybe introduce something like that in 2006. We will have kombucha on tap from a local kombucha partner that we work with for years. And I know it does not look like it when you look inside right now, but I think things are going to go pretty fast. So we have all of our staff already hired, a lot of local people that live towards the village. They've already started training. They'll be in there in another hour or two to do some deep cleaning and more training. All of our furniture, so the new furniture you see in there is all made from a local craftsman in Fair Oaks. So
That's
all
very
those
cool.
tables are custom made. As you can see, we did some just little things like we lowered the outdoor tables there, so it's more comfortable to sit in. So that was also by the same local artisan. We added some seating inside. There wasn't a lot of seating when Badfish had it, so we added about 15 more seats. So I think there was 17 seats in there before, and we have 30 to 31 seats when it's all said and done. Yeah, so we still have some painting. It's going to be a work in progress. We'll definitely be soft opening and opening either over the weekend or on Monday or very early next week. And you guys will grow with us. So we'll still be doing some fun like art projects and everything over the first month or two as we get going. But yeah, we're really excited. Hopefully, like I said, maybe even soft open on Saturday or Sunday and Monday at the latest as we go.
That is so awesome. Yeah, I panned inside. I don't know if you all saw that, but actually some supplies were being delivered while we were on this call here or on the Zoom meeting. And yeah, the tables look great outside. You definitely have more seating, which is really awesome because it was a little bit tight with Badfish. And, while they had the couches, which were super comfy, having more seating is definitely going to be exciting. And I really feel confident that you guys are going to be super busy, especially being open till 6. That's going to be just a really great thing for our community. So we are so looking forward to it. But we can't wait to have you open. And thank you so much for being a part of our village. You just are finishing off this end of the community. And we have other businesses opening. The Slocum House is bound to open within the next year. I'm quite sure of it. And also the new Palm Tree Brewing. So it's a really exciting time to be part of Fair Oaks Village. Thank you, Jason, for being our interview today and for coming to our village and adding to it. We appreciate that.
Yeah,
Back
thank
to
you.
you,
We can't wait.
Back to you, Keith.
Thank you, Nan and Jason. Sounds great. And as Nan said, it's going to be very exciting to see that opening. And I'm hoping to get in this weekend to resample the coffee. Let me
Me too.
jump back to couple more quick updates, and then we'll take it back to Mike. One of the first events that I think is going to take place in the clubhouse, we were talking about the history of Fair Oaks. Many of you know Warren and Janet McWilliams. They have been a fixture in Fair Oaks for the better part of the last 70 years, volunteering in everything from Rotary to Inner Wheel to Women's Thursday Club and many more. And they're obviously not getting any younger, and we as a community have come together and are going to recognize their contributions with a Lifetime Achievement Award. That'll take place on Tuesday at the clubhouse, assuming all the permitting goes well. And watch your email, watch the social media for updates on how that event is going to take place and more details. It will be a potluck. So we're hoping many of the folks who have come to know the McWilliams over the years will join us for that. The other thing is, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this evening we will be having the monthly FOVAC board meeting. Tonight's board meeting in particular, we're going to focus on our calendar for the upcoming year and try and make sure that the events that we're planning take advantage of the brand new park. Take advantage of the enthusiasm and the excitement that's building around the village and support the merchants and the community. And so if you have inputs on that, if you have ideas for that, our meetings are always open to the public and we would welcome your input at that. And with that, Mike, I will turn it back over to you to talk a little bit more about what's happening at the park.
Thanks, Keith. I'm here inside the community rooms. I'm going to turn my camera around and show you a little bit of some of the nifty things we have here. And is my camera turned around, Keith? I'm not getting a visual. Is it all right? All right, well, I'm going to assume it's okay. Anyway, if you can see these pictures of the TVs here up on the wall, you'll see the stage. And we have 3 of these because I'm in 3 different rooms and they're all open and they're all showing a live view of the stage. So if you're back here in these community rooms and you're maybe an actor, actress, maybe you're having a wedding, whatever it is, you can see what's going on, hear what's going on, and know when your cue is to go back out onto the stage. I'm going to step out toward the stage and I'm going to put on, we're going to talk a little bit about the door and what's going to happen with the door, the airplane hangar door that makes this facility work. The new floors in the stage area of the amphitheater, as well as this being the black box once the doors are closed. And so that flooring is in, and we're working on the final gridding up above and all of that. But I'm going to step outside into the audience and just kind of hit the remote here for the doors. It's like your garage door, really. It has a remote that allows you to hit and go. I need to check and make certain I don't have anybody tucked into the alcoves here or anything tucked in the alcoves before I push the button. Looks good. Anyway, seating out here. All we need is some bums in the seats. And if we get bums in the seats, I'll be happy. And I'm going to hit the button here on the door. This is the remote. And I'm going to close door one, which should be the one on my left. Oh, there she goes. So the door is closing, and I'll stop it there. And, that small opening right there is something that can work like for Comedy Under the Stars. And it probably would be wider than that because you wouldn't be able to see from these outside seats. But the stage has a ton of flexibility where it can do those types of things, where you could have it open a quarter of the way, 3/4 of the way, all the way, whatever it is. And so that in itself gives us a ton of flexibility with the outdoor stage. And then for the black box, again, we're going to have it completely open. I wanted to go into the ticket booth here. And this is where you'll come to buy your tickets if you haven't bought them online. We really encourage people to buy their tickets online because you will be guaranteed spots. And I will talk a little bit more about that in a bit. I don't know if I have a key for this piece. Let me just see here. Oh, I don't have a key for it. So that lock was not keyed for officially for this stuff. Again, some things we got to work out. But this is the box office right here. And so that's where the ticket sales will go. Again, we will have them on site, and we prefer people to buy them online, and that guarantees your spot. You don't have to worry about standing in line to get a ticket. You don't have to worry about the show selling out. So you want to do that ahead of time. We're working on a poster right now that'll go in that space. So that should be up within the next couple of weeks, announcing some of the other activities going on in this facility and what we'll be having for the next 2 months, 3 months out here. And it is pretty much ready to go out here. Not a lot on this side of the park. We got a little bit of planting in this area that we want to do. There's not a ton of plants in it. The reason being because we actually had a large tree there that died. We had to remove it, and we put that new tree there. So the planting plan was associated to the larger tree. So we need to add some additional plants for a few years while that tree gets going and then takes off. So again, it'll be great once that tree grows. This park will look and feel a lot different every year as it continues to grow in. And I think people will really like how this landscaping matures and what will happen in the park as we continue to evolve it. And that's one thing about a new facility. You heard that about Old Soul. It's an evolution. You have an idea, and then it evolves, and then it gets into the right place. So our first initial take on what this is going to be and how we'll use it will evolve over time. And then we should have the facility in its right place. Now I wanted to talk about the opening events and stuff for the facility. I mentioned that we're going to have a soft opening sometime soon, within the next few weeks. And that soft opening, as soon as we know what it is, we will announce it and let people know when the soft opening is occurring. But we are now scheduled for a grand opening event, and that's going to be in October. Again, we might have a soft opening prior to that. And it's going to start October 9th on a Thursday. We will have a Comedy Under the Stars in the amphitheater. Tickets are $30. The doors open at 7:30 and the show starts at 8:30. Get those tickets. They should be online right now. And if they're not, they'll be online by the end of this week. And then Friday, October 10th, this is actually the ribbon cutting day. At 4:30 p.m., we'll have a free ribbon cutting. We want everybody to show up that can for this event. It will be in the facility. And then at 5 p.m., after the ribbon cutting, we do have a ticketed event inside the black box for cocktails and folks to attend. It is $65. And then if you buy the VIP ticket for $165, you'll then go into the clubhouse and we'll have a sit-down dinner inside the clubhouse. So free ribbon cutting at 4:30, the cocktail hour inside the black box starting at 5 p.m., and then dinner over at the clubhouse And people can continue to stay in the black box if they don't have tickets for the dinner. That's fine. We just want people to really experience this. So I really encourage, if you're interested, please get your tickets early. We will sell this out, and I'm going to get my ticket as soon as it opens. I'm not guaranteed a ticket, so I need to get my ticket right away, and I have a feeling it's going to sell out. So watch the website starting Friday for those tickets. And then Saturday, October 11th, this is an exciting day. We have a bunch of music throughout the facility, some free events around the park on the bandshell, also on the plaza stage area, which is where I'm at right now. And then we will have a show that does cost money, a ticketed event inside the amphitheater. So this will be our first music event inside the amphitheater with Jessica Malone Band. And that will be, tickets are $35. So that event, everything else is free, but that is a ticketed reserved seating event, and we expect that to sell out as well. And then Sunday, October 12th, we're going to have site tours available. So there'll be staff here, and we'll be able to do site tours. We're starting at 10 a.m. and we're going till 2 p.m. We'll also have a family event. We'll have carnival games, facility tours, as I mentioned, and just all kinds of fun things going on. This is free. It's good for all ages. Encourage everybody with kids to come out, experience the playground, see the facility, hear what we're doing for the kids and the families, and really kind of just celebrate this park and the fact that it is now going to be just one amazing asset for the village. I didn't have a chance to talk about this inside, but this facility is a small venue. It's not large. This is not Golden One Center. This is a community-sized facility for Fair Oaks. The beauty behind this is that if you have a grade school production thing that the school wants to do, they want to use the amphitheater, we want that to happen. Or they want to use the black box or the community clubhouse, the stage inside the community clubhouse. We want that to happen, and we think it should happen. But the one thing that they get out of it that's different than most small community facilities is they get top-end equipment. You saw those monitors, the communication devices between the backstage, the stage, the ticket office, the clubhouse. All of those things, our video capacity, our sound capacity, all of those are top-end for a facility this size and in this community. So we're not interested in charging it out to a high level where it prices those communities out. We want those community groups, but we also want them to recognize and utilize a facility that is worthy of their time and energy to put together some kind of production. Whether it's a bunch of kids just singing a Christmas songs from a preschool, we want to recognize their commitment to perform and provide them an outlet to perform at probably some of the best levels a lot of people have ever seen. So it's kind of cool. I'm excited about that part. Anyway, that's our grand opening. I want to talk a little bit more about some of the other events coming up, because this isn't it. We are now scheduled, and this is in our guide right now, our activity guide, which is online. We start off with October 4th, before the grand opening. We have the Nashville Tenors in there, storytelling, some music, all bunch of different things. October 4th, those tickets are available right now. We've got another comedy show on October 9th, as I mentioned earlier. That's part of the grand opening. We will be doing a youth, this is for youth, theatrical workshop, and it's going to be October 17th through the 19th and 24th through the 26th. It is a program for kids who want to act, and at the end of it, they will be doing the show Beetlejuice, and it'll be in the Black Box Theater. And as I mentioned, we want these things to happen. We want youth theater, beginning theater to happen in this facility. And so this is our commitment to doing that. And we have another event about salmon, so an educational event and about the salmon in the river, and a book signing. That's on November 6th. It's a free event. It'll be in the Black Box Theater. And then we have a magician show on November 8th in the Black Box Theater. And we've moved into the Black Box Theater now because of the weather. So as we get into the end of October, November, most of the events will be in the Black Box Theater. We have more comedy coming up November 14th and December 12th. Then we have just a variety of different things. The Women's Theater Collective, which is another theatrical group, is going to utilize the facility to put on a Shakespeare show, As You Like It, December 5th through the 7th, 11th, 13th, and the 15th. So a variety of different times. Now, for Christmas, December 19th, we're going to have a kind of a fun show, and it's great for the whole family, and it's going to have what's called Scentovision. So I'm guessing what that is there's some kind of smell that's going to be part of this production. So kind of cool that we're doing something that different. Anyway, Santa Conquers the Martians. We're going to have a show on December 19th in the Black Box. Check our website for these things. There's more. There'll be more coming. There'll be more activities and events. This is what we have on the books right now. So you can see it's a pretty heavy slate of activities. And if we just counted them up, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19 uses of the facility between now and December 19th, or October and December 19th. So between October 4th and December 19th, there's 19 uses. So you can get an idea of how busy this facility is going to be. None of these events are really huge. They're right sized for the community, and we're looking forward to bringing them into the community and having the community participate in them. So anyway, that's it for me. I'm getting excited. You might have noticed too, I'm not wearing a construction vest or a hard hat. The construction's pretty much done. We're just doing some touch-up painting, a little bit of this and that, but nothing substantial. That's a good sign. That means we're getting really close. So that's all I've got today.
Hey, Mike, before you go, we were talking before today's broadcast that obviously with the park nearing completion, your time as our co-host for these events may be nearing an end. If that turns out to be the case, any parting thoughts if we don't see you here next month?
No, I just really, my biggest parting thoughts here are I've appreciated this opportunity to share throughout the last few years, 3 or 4 years, whatever it's been, these monthly updates, and hopefully the community's gotten something out of them. I do immensely appreciate FOVEC's support in this, as well as the community's support and understanding as best as they can in regards to the complexity of this project and what's happened. But it is a wonderful community, and this is done with heart to put this facility together. Nobody financially, none of us obviously financially benefit from it. And I'm a public servant, and the board who led this project is our public servants that are elected, and they don't even get paid. So at least I get a paycheck. But it is amazing that kind of commitment like our board has and our community has, and that support that they provide for something like this to happen. This is I've mentioned this before, but this is 2 generations of work. So the next 2 generations are going to benefit immensely from this project.
Well, Mike, we appreciate all you have done, and thank you for being a part of these for the last few years. And if you choose to join us for any updates in the future, you're of course welcome. And we obviously are looking forward to the park opening and enjoying all of these improvements that have taken place.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks. We do have a couple of other things to talk about before we wrap up today. In terms of other village news not related to the park, the Women's Thursday Club, which has been around forever it seems, has an annual fashion show, which is their fundraiser. That's going to take place in April, and they'll be selling tickets, I believe, starting in February for that. Meraki, which is the high school, the alternative high school that sits at the corner of Fair Oaks Boulevard and Winding Way, is looking for internships for their students. So if you're a small business owner in the community or a community organization that could use a student or two to assist, help them learn kind of world skills, please contact Meraki for that. And for anyone who's been driving up and down Sunrise recently, you will see some new art at the corner of Sunrise and Fair Oaks Boulevard in the quote, no barking lot. This is a project which Tom Beauchamp talked about on our last meeting. And there's also a permaculture food forest, which is a demonstration forest in that lot. An exciting demonstration area for the community, and an art project which is going to rotate, I believe, every 3 or 4 months. So this was featured in the American River Messenger last week. So pick up a copy if you haven't seen that and you're interested in more details. Upcoming events. Just to make sure we're respectful of all of your time, I'm going to point out that we have a calendar on our website that has, as near as we can tell, all of the events that are taking place in the community. Park District events are here, Chamber events are here, FOBEC events are here, merchant specials are here. And so if you've got an event and you want to see it featured on our calendar, send us a note. The instructions are on our website, and we will add it to the calendar. If you're looking for something to do, it's a great place to check it out. Monthly specials. Nan, would you like to talk a little bit about this month's monthly specials? And you're on mute.
Certainly. Thanks so much, Keith. So yeah, this monthly specials, we have Violet Wellness Spa. They are doing checkups and acupuncture for $20 and $125 is the regular price. So that's a really, really great deal. And then the Biker Bar has been in the village for 5 years now. And to celebrate that, they're offering 10% off just about everything in their store for the entire month of September. So if you were looking to get that bike, that new bike, now is the time to do it. That's all we have for specials at the moment.
Thank you, Nan. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about membership is one of the ways that we're able to bring you these kinds of updates. We would love to have you join as a paid member. It's only $50 a year, less than probably a cup of coffee a month. So we would encourage that. And with that, I'm going to mention that we've got our board meeting this evening. Our events are always open to the public. We encourage your participation. You certainly don't need to be a member to volunteer at any of our events. And we're always looking for new sponsors. We'll be back the first of next month at 8:30. And until then, thank you all for joining us and have a great month. Bye all.